Do you want to know how to decorate your tree and your home for Christmas like a pro? We are going to show you all the fabulous tips tonight. How to decorate the tree, how to put the lights on a tree, how to make a wreath, how to put ornaments on, all of the different things, and even how to make a bow. Let's come over here and let me introduce you to the pro. So this is our demo tree over here, and this is my dear friend Roy. We go way back and we have decorated hundreds of trees together. Now, the very first thing when you are putting up, this is a faux tree, you always want to elevate your tree. And how we do this is we always elevate on cinder blocks. You want to use a half cinder block. Make sure you put something under to protect it and only put one cinder block under each piece of the stand. Y'all, this allows the tree to give it that height and it just really helps it glow. Now, the next thing that you do is you always add the topper. That is your guide, and it allows you to really know where to stage everything. And third, Roy, take it over and show them how to light a tree.
Hey guys, we're going to teach you how the designer look is to light a tree.
Now these are our favorite lights that we absolutely love to use.
Yes. You go all the way to the inside, wrap your branch, and then catch each branch, come all the way to the outside because you want lights everywhere. Come inside again.
So you go in and out, in and out.
So you do that. And we also like to take a clump of lights and add those on the inside. And that way you'll get that little sparkle.
And what we like to call that magical glow. It is absolutely amazing. So you can use these on your faux tree if you want that extra sparkle and shimmer. But then you also, Roy, tell them that you can hook as many of these strands together. Remember back in the old days when we had to have junction boxes going in the trees? That is absolutely wonderful. And of course, this is that gorgeous warm white look. So y'all be sure to comment, shop, because everything that we're gonna show y'all tonight, all of our tips, all of the ribbon, all of the gorgeous trees, you can find. So comment, shop, and you're gonna be able to find everything. Now remember, Roy, how many lights per foot on a tree? So this is a 9-foot tree.
So it's 100 lights per foot, so it will be 900 lights to light this entire tree.
Roy and I like to go overboard on the lights, so
yes, you can't have too many lights.
We would say 1,800, but the general rule of thumb is 100 lights per foot. Okay.
Now, do you wrap every single one of the branches?
Every single one of the branches.
And Roy, how long does this usually take us?
It is labor intensive, but it is so worth it. The glow from the lights that you'll be able to enjoy throughout the holidays, it is so worth the work, y'all.
It is definitely worth the magic. And so now, these are the lights that we love to use inside. Now, the lights that we like to use outside, these are just the traditional lights. These actually are that gorgeous warm white color, and these do actually get a little bit warm. So be sure to comment, shop, and you'll be able to find all of our favorite lights. But that is how you light a tree. And we start, you want to tell them how we do it in sections, Roy? So usually when we're decorating a tree, we have a team.
Yes. So the tree is usually in 3 or 4 sections. So what we do is we do each section at a time, and that way when we disassemble the tree, all the lights are permanent. So you can only do it one time when you're using an artificial tree. But if you do a live tree, you'll have to put them on and take them off.
Right. And so usually when we decorate, what will happen is Roy will get one side of the tree, and I or another team member will get this side of the tree, and we just split it up in half. He does one half, I do the other half, and that kind of helps it up. Now, if you're doing the solo,
it's always good to have 2 second hands or 3 or 4 sets of hands with you.
and another great idea too is you can always break this up. Usually what we do when we go to clients, if we have the time or the bandwidth. Now, Roy still decorates lots and lots of clients every year.
Yes.
I only have one client that we still decorate for Christmas, and she is a very special client to us. But usually what we'll do is we'll go in and set up the tree the day before. We'll light the tree. go back home, take a break, and then come back the next morning and decorate. I just think that y'all don't think you have to do this all at once. It is definitely something that you can break up into a few days. In fact, it took us 3 days to decorate the farm. Now, we were also enjoying a few cocktails and enjoying some time catching up, so it was definitely a lot of fun. Okay, now, Roy, let's show them our magic formula for ornaments and the different types of ornaments. So, you know, tell them about our shatterproof.
Yes, we love shatterproof ornaments, and we always begin when we start our decorating, we start with the largest ornaments first. And a designer trick and tip that we like to share, the ornaments here, you want to pull your little, it comes with a little cord, you want to pull it tight, and then just wrap that stem all the way around until your ornament touches the tip of the tree. It looks so professional, and it gives you that designer look.
Now, never, ever, ever do this, y'all. Now, of course, if you want to, you can, but we never hang an ornament just like this. You always want to wrap it around the branch. So this is a no-no, and this is a yes. Now, another thing is the color selection for a tree. Now, this is a great base. We use this on a lot of our clients. We always have like silvers. This is a beautiful, like sparkly cream color. And show them the buff color real quick. These are great bases and a great thing to have in your collection. Now, like I said, these are shatterproof. Y'all, these are all listed. Comment shop so you can get all of these. I'm just going to show you. How many times have we done that, Roy, at a client?
A gazillion times.
And you don't have to worry about them. That is why we love those ornaments, and they are definitely worth it. So make sure if you are investing in these different ornaments, you want to have a great colorway. And you want to start with that champagne buff, those creams, those silvers and golds. And then you can always change out the different colors. You can add the teals, the greens. This year we did several different colorways. But this is a great base, and you can always change the main focal point color every year.
And you'll be able to see that on the tree that we did in the dining room.
Yes,
So that's a great tip for you to share that with them. Also, to make things go a little quicker, we use floral wire, and you can pick this up at any craft store. You just take your wire, put it on your hook, give it a little twist, and instead of the cord, and you just put it on the tree, pull it all the way up to the end of the branch, and give it a wrap.
And y'all, that is
and
the
that hangs
designer
on the very
look.
end of the tree, as opposed to the string hanging down. It looks so professional.
And so what we always do is we usually start at the top and we start building out what we like to call triangles. And so we take these larger ornaments first and we make these different triangles. And then after we have that foundational element, show them how we stuff inside. Y'all, this is what creates depth and texture. If you, or what we call, we know a flat tree. A flat tree is just when all the ornaments are hanging on the outside. And Roy, that is a big no-no.
Absolutely. You want to stuff and shove, go all the way to the inside.
And get that ornament as close to the tree trunk. Now, y'all, all of these same rules apply to a real tree. Of course, the cinder blocks don't apply, and it's not as easy to do this on a real tree, but you can apply some of the same principles. This is the first year that Tommy and I have ever done a faux tree. In fact, we even talked my client into doing a faux tree, and I am so excited because one, it allows us to start much earlier.
Absolutely.
And we can enjoy it for much longer. And y'all, these trees all came from Amazon. That tree in the corner, and I have a few balsam hills, so that's great. We're going to show you all the different varieties of trees that we used.
Now, when you have like an old vintage and really, different styles where they have like the hook on them, how do you put those on the tree? Guess
what? We have vintage ornaments in that room. So y'all, we have a total of 5 trees tonight. Is it 5 or 6? 5. 5 trees. So we're going to show you, we have one that has the vintage ornaments.
We have 6.
Oh, you're right, we do have 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So stay tuned, we're going to show you the vintage ornaments.
Actually got 7.
We do? Oh my goodness. So then after you layer the balls in the different shapes, then tell them how we eventually come out. And I think that is everything everything that we can show them on this tree, should we go ahead and go over to the real tree and show some of the different layers?
Yes.
So y'all, this is a finished tree, and this is in our sunroom. So when you're shopping with us, you're gonna see different things. You're gonna see our sunroom tree, you're gonna see our porch tree, you're gonna see our great room tree. And so when you see things that you really like, just look at that and you'll be able to shop under each of those trees. Now, Roy, show them the different depths and the different colorways here, and then how we layered in the textures on the outside.
You can see we have all the tucked ornaments on the inside, and then you work your way outside, and it gives the tree so much texture and depth and definition.
And sometimes we just don't even wire these. We literally, you know, the ones that break off, that you lose the hooks, right?
They're literally just
You just shove them in there.
right
So,
in the tree.
so stuff and shove not only applies to our
Stuff and shove,
container gardens,
exactly.
they also apply to our tree. I'm so glad that you reminded everybody of that. And so, Roy, we got everything layered in here. And then another great texture are these beautiful sugar pine cones.
Yes.
So, Roy, how do you attach those?
The pine cones have wire that we wrap around the piece of the pine cone, and I actually layered 2 pieces together and just worked that into the tree as an extra element of texture.
So a lot of these, I would say probably about 75% came from Amazon. And then about 25%, y'all, if you are in the Atlanta area, I love Boxwood Garden Center. It is one of my most favorite places to go and visit. Chip was so kind to go to the attic and pull out some things for us early because I wanted to add to the tree this year. Some of the beautiful things that I found, and we also have found these for y'all, are these gorgeous, look at those beautiful metallic candles. Now they're not real, but they really add a lot of great dimension. And then don't forget to add sparkle. Look at that beautiful mirrored star, y'all. Those came from Amazon. And then we always, now I am not a big bow person. Roy knows that. Roy
Yeah, my friend is not.
has tried to talk me into bows, but we do little poofs. So why don't we show them what you did here real quick? And we're gonna show y'all how to make this in just a minute.
This is actually just a piece of ribbon. I've tied 3 little loops and put a tail, and we'll show you that whenever we get over here. But another thing, I have some satin ribbon here, this gorgeous green satin ribbon. And it is just a piece that I cut.
So that is maybe like a 1.5 feet long, y'all. This is not very long. And y'all know this is my favorite green ribbon that I use year round. And Roy, show them that trick one more time, because you could do this with any color. It is the easiest trick.
All we did was just put it on the tree branch, and you just pull it tight and just wrap it around a few times, and it will stay, and it just hangs beautiful, and it just adds another little bit of texture on the tree. And it's not a bow.
It's just a little shimmer of ribbon.
We've had some questions about toppers and how do you put a topper on like that one way up there and make it stay? What's your secret?
Well, the best thing about these toppers, they come from Balsam Hill.
Yes.
And they have a little metal pole and zip ties. So I was able to get up and put the tree topper up, slide the little pole down inside the topper of the tree, and you put the zip ties on, and it holds it perfectly in place. It was so wonderful.
Now, do
I
you
enjoyed
remember
it.
that tree where we actually made our own topper? Y'all know those beautiful, like antique starburst mirror? We actually affixed something with hot glue and created our own stick and did zip ties. Remember that?
Yep.
And so just know, but that's, you can actually do that. We grew up with angels as toppers, but that one was absolutely gorgeous. It sparkles and it is I just think it's gonna last.
it's
It's
gorgeous.
timeless. It's an absolute gorgeous look. And then what we did is we added a little extra flair down here. This is not the tree that we're gonna have our presents under, but these are these gorgeous lanterns. And be sure to comment shop, because you will find some lookalikes. They're not the exact ones, but we layered these gorgeous lanterns so they'll sparkle. And then Roy just tucked in clippings of
fresh
beautiful
magnolia.
Yes. Now tell them, what do you have to do with that magnolia the night before? Soak it.
You have to soak the magnolia, and then we also add the spray. What is the spray that we use?
Wilt proof.
Yes, wilt proof. It is such a great product that's available to designers and everybody else.
And we link that too. So, and we're going to show how that works at the very end. But we Always soak your Christmas greenery. But now, of course, we know this is not going to last year, till Christmas time. So this will probably last us about 2 or 3 weeks. We'll pull it back out and then tuck it back in. But it's such a great extra element, and you don't have, it takes the place of the Christmas tree skirt. So it's absolutely stunning. Okay, now let's show them how we also use the magnolia on our Rudy up top.
Oh, yes.
So y'all, this fabulous deer, we purchased this deer, which we like to call this one Rudy. We have another one called Ralph that's in there.
You know, we're from the South. We name everything.
And so this one, we sat it on top of a few boxes. And Roy, what did you do around the collar?
All I did was take a piece of ribbon and really just tied it around and created like a scarf, and then tied a simple shoelace bow out of the satin ribbon. I always try to do something that anybody could recreate very easy.
We always want to make it approachable for y'all. So pretty
Yes.
much everything that we're showing y'all here. Now also, we just simply layered in clippings of magnolia. And then Roy wanted Rudolph to shine. So tell them what you did with the lamps up top.
Carmen had these beautiful lamps, and they're rechargeable lamps, and I wanted just a little bit more light to shine, to have a little ambiance up there. So we just set those on either side. And we also used this wonderful stuff that you found on Amazon. I love that.
Y'all,
it's
the Norfolk pine. It is absolutely magnificent. And y'all, last time I actually made arrangements with this and layered roses. But what we did is we layered in on top of around the reindeer, and then inside the magnolia, and then we layered some silver branches. And y'all, you're done. It's simple, and I love those faux deer. I was actually very impressed when we got those.
Oh yeah, I was so excited when I got here and seen all the great stuff that she had to work with. It has been so much fun.
A lot of these different things Tommy and I have had over years, and this is the first time we have decorated in how long, Tommy?
Oh gosh.
It has been a
10
long,
years at least.
literally, it's because we used to decorate so many people. We would get home and would be done. In fact, one year, Roy and his team surprised me. Remember, that was about 15 years
we
ago.
did a wedding, and Carmen was just like, we're not going to be doing Christmas. So we just slipped around and decorated a Christmas tree and had it all set and ready for them when they came in.
And it was the most glorious surprise, and I will always remember that. It was always so sweet. Now, a fun element that we added up here. Now, Roy, this was brilliant. This was Roy's idea. I ordered the most gorgeous, Tommy, come up close so they can see these beautiful paperwhite bulbs. They're actually paperwhite ornaments. And show them what you did.
I took a piece of the satin ribbon, and of course I cut it in a dovetail, and I just twisted that on top of the chandelier, and the ornament has a little cord over it, and it just fit right over the little candelabra part, and it just worked out so perfect. And I even added that on the
on our
ivy
little,
topiary.
yes, and so it's just such a great touch. So we kind of, a lot of people often hang ornaments, and this was just a different take on it.
Yeah.
But this is something that is going to last all the way through Christmas, and we don't have to replace. So y'all, be sure to comment shop, because you can find all of these fabulous things that we're showing y'all. Now, I know a lot of y'all are asking me about my dress and my shirt. So this actually, y'all know I love House of MBR. They are so good to me. And I saw this on Monday, and I sent her a text, and I said, you have got to overnight that to me. I said, I have a live on Thursday, but y'all look, it is reversible, and it is pink on the inside, and it is a wraparound skirt. And I just think I am wearing, I think, a size 2, and it is absolutely comfortable, and it is gorgeous. And then the top, this is a tucker nook, but we are going to link all of this afterwards. But I think this is such a great dress for Christmas. And my glasses are peepers. Y'all, I'm 47, and I can barely see now. I wear contacts. And as we were about to start this, I said, I better put those things on because I can't see. Okay. Now, and also look at my beautiful earrings. Tommy, show them my earrings. Y'all, $8 Amazon. Is that not the best?
Those are gorgeous.
I know, $8. Y'all, but that's my secret, okay? Now, of course, we got to have a little stuff and shove plants. And because we decorated our porch, we filled it with so many beautiful things I can't wait to show you. I brought my beautiful bird cage, y'all. This is one of my prized possessions from France. And I layered in beautiful Christmas greenery. So Tommy, now, y'all, I left this in here for y'all because I wanted to show y'all real life. I was watering these last night and they started to overfill. And I just, anytime you overwater anything and it's about to overflow, just add these microfiber cloths in there and it sucks everything up so they won't get water everywhere. But Tommy, did they see that beautiful copper pot, that copper saucer?
They do.
Y'all, these are lemon cypress, and what I did was I took the lemon cypress and shoved it in there, and y'all, our sunroom gets at least 6 hours of beautiful indirect light. It is the most glorious place to sit in. But I also layered, and I left the tag on here. Y'all, I bought those trees at Home Depot. I bought those at Home Depot, and they are gorgeous. I think they're only $14.98. And if you look, I did not leave the pot on. I took the pot off, and I'm allowing that water to soak up from the saucer. And then I've got gorgeous cyclamen. Y'all, that is one of my most favorite plants this holiday season. That does not like wet feet. And then I layered in some different lamps. Do you see how I've got the lamps in the back? And then these gorgeous ivy topiaries. And we placed those in those baskets, and Roy adorned them with that beautiful paper white ornament and that gorgeous ribbon, y'all. And that's the sage color ribbon. So I always like to mix a live plant collection in any Christmas decor that I'm doing. And then this is also a very fun and easy thing right here. Roy, I said, what do we got? We have to do something right here. He said, just go get a hurricane. And this is a beautiful Norfolk pine wreath. This is faux. And as it gets closer to Christmas, I'll probably tuck in some cedar. And then this is a beautiful sash that came from Fig and Dove. I love Fig and Dove. I'm going to show you my stockings in a minute. And that's just a great way to elevate this. Now, this tree right here, Roy is lighting. I have to share this with y'all because it's not available right now, but this is Ardsley Barnett. I met these sweet family, these sweet people at the Greenbrier last New Year's Eve. And she sent me this as a gift, and my father's Austrian. And if you notice, a lot of Europeans, they put real candles on their Christmas trees. We did this as a little girl. Can you believe that? I know. I can't believe that our house never caught, on fire. But this is such a gorgeous thing to do. And I'm going to go ahead and let you see it. But if you see these little holes in here, y'all, it's also a tulip pear. It is a tulip pear, and you can add water in it, and you can add flowers.
I'm so excited about that. So I can't wait.
So I'm going to link this for y'all afterwards, and because this is a very special treat, and I love it. Now, another great thing that I love to do on our coffee table is just, these little tiny vintage ornaments. This is a beautiful green enameled silver bowl, and I just layer that on there. And then, y'all, I'm going to be talking about this more next week, but y'all, this is one of my most favorite gifts. Comment, shop, and this is Martha Stewart's new gardening book. I think this is such a great hostess gift, such a great neighbor gift, and I added on this little tiny stocking, but I have this here on my coffee table because I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, what do we do with that candle snuffer? Y'all, these are the best things. I remember as a little girl, this was such a big deal. My dad has the original candle snuffer that his great-grandparents had from Austria, and we would blow out the candles, and this smell brings back the most glorious memories for me.
I got people from Germany watching, talking about they do this on their Christmas
I
tree.
know, I just love it. Well, we're carrying on that tradition here in America. It's something that's so special. Okay, now, Roy, I think we forgot to tell them about what we cover under the cinder blocks. And y'all, after this, we're going to be talking about how to make a bow. Now, to make a Christmas tree skirt, Roy, how many times have we struggled with a Christmas tree skirt?
Oh, so many times, because you can't find the right size. We have done so many fresh trees that were like 20 feet tall.
25 feet tall, that we take a crane. Do you remember? Y'all,
Yes.
We had a client that had a 25-foot Christmas tree, and it was the most beautiful thing with beautiful, gorgeous sterling silver ornaments. But we would take that tree, hire a crane company, and take that tree over the top of the house, Y'all, it was actually magnificent. And this is really where this solution came from.
Yep.
Don't forget the scaffolding too.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, we won't ever forget the scaffolding.
No, y'all, we were in our 30s when we were doing that.
Yeah, we were a little bit younger, y'all.
And I don't know, I can't believe we actually did that. But basically what you do is this is a piece of fabric from Hobby Lobby, and you just drape it around. This is 6 yards of beautiful satin fabric, y'all. This is less than $40. They have so many gorgeous colors. You'll see where we use champagne in the great room. And then we used, I also have a beautiful moss green, but do you see how easy? And you just simply billow it up and it covers everything up. Now, before we go to bow school, y'all, we're about to go to bow school in a minute. One of the things, now this was my department when we would decorate. Y'all, I love to be organized. We run a very tight ship at,
Yes.
at CJG, and I love to keep our clients' homes clean. We always put these drop cloths down. Y'all, this is the 4x12 size, and these are just the canvas drop cloths. And what we would do, literally, and I'll show y'all this tomorrow, our whole entire farm, or the house at the farm, we had covered with drop cloths because all of the glitter goes everywhere.
Yep.
And this way the glitter falls on the drop cloths. You simply, when you're done, you wrap it all up and you have no glitter on your different rugs and different things. Now, before we go to bows, we have to show them, y'all. Roy, tell them about this ladder. This is an absolute must when you're decorating your tree. We have this at all of our clients, and this is a safe way to decorate your Christmas tree.
Yes, it has wide steps, so it's easier for somebody like me who has a little bit of age on his bones to get up and down real safe and easy. But the tray also helps me keep my scissors or wire cutters or ribbons all right here.
Ornaments,
Yes.
wire, and it's just such a great way to decorate. It makes it so much easier, a little bit safer. Now, just to refresh, this is 3 steps. I strongly recommend 3 steps if you're doing a tree that's 8 foot or above.
Yeah.
This really allows you to get to the top of the tree. When you're standing here, you can reach up safely, and it's just a safer way. And y'all, one of my biggest pet peeves is having trash everywhere. My team knows this. We run a tight ship, but y'all, these are these expandable trash cans. And what happens is you simply crush it down like this. It has a little tie right here, and you keep it tied so it stores nice and easily. I put a black contractor trash bag. And they all know, if you don't put that trash in there, I'm gonna get, y'all, it has to stay nice and neat. But when you're decorating, these are great tools to have because it makes the cleanup process so much faster.
So much easier.
So much faster. And then we also lay the ornaments out on 6 foot, 8 foot tables, so you're not constantly bending down. So remember to comment shop for all of these fabulous things. Okay, are we ready to go to bow school?
Almost. But the best thing about this, so we don't scratch up this beautiful slate tile, it has the rubber ends on there, and it is absolutely great. So comment shop, you really need this.
I absolutely love it. Now, let's come over here, Roy. Let's take him to bow school. Roy's going to show you how to make a 2-loop bow and how to make a professional bow. Now, this is a 2-loop bow up here. And before we go, we have to show them this. This is such a great tip. So I'm going to take this off. And this is, Roy, tell them what you did.
So I just took a strip of ribbon. I did 2 loops at the top and then added some of that great greenery. And where Carmen already had the nails, I just took a pair of scissors and clipped that ribbon just enough to push that through so we could still hang the picture back up there.
And then you use the Norfolk pine up top.
Yes, that has been the best little touch.
So just when you get those sprigs, know that you can break them up. We simply broke the sprig up. And you're gonna hang the picture back up?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we can't leave it like that. And then you just hang it back up just like that. It takes a minute just to kind of get it to catch. But that way, see, it stays nice and flat. And then he dovetailed it at the end. But that Norfolk pine is absolute one of my most favorite things. Okay, Roy, let's show them all of our different ribbons. And wired ribbon is your best friend when you're making a bow. And guess what? I do not like to make a bow. I cannot make a bow. I know how to make a bow with a satin ribbon, But Roy's gonna show us his favorite tips on how to make and the most beautiful. You want to show him a 2-loop bow?
Yes.
Okay.
Being from the South, I say pinch. So you take your ribbon, just give it a pinch, make your loop, pinch again, and twist, because you want to keep that pattern on the same side. Pull your ribbon back, and you can pull your loops up to measure so they're the same size. Then pinch and twist. We don't do the little loop in the middle, and then you could just pull those loops together like this. Pull your ribbon around to create a tail.
Isn't that ribbon gorgeous? And y'all be sure to comment shop. We have listed all of this the most gorgeous ribbon.
Take a little piece of wire, pull it tight and give it a twist. And this is my favorite part. I love to dovetail a ribbon. I think it's absolutely beautiful when
Now
you do
tell them
that.
about those scissors, why those scissors are so important. Don't use cheap scissors, y'all.
Don't use cheap scissors. I will cut somebody if they use my ribbon
I
scissors.
know.
Everybody knows that in the industry.
We do.
So to do the dovetail, you just take your ribbon and pinch it together and then fold it in half. And you cut at a diagonal,
And this is called dovetailing.
and that creates the dovetail. It just gives it that professional finished designer look.
And when you're choosing your bows, we always like to choose a ribbon that has 2 different sides. So this is that gorgeous velvet, and then look at that satin backing. Y'all, this just gives you that luxe look, and it is absolutely beautiful. So comment shop, and you're gonna see all of this beautiful ribbon. Now, show them some of the different colors. Now, we are showing you all different green colorways. Tommy, come up closer so they can see all of our different ribbons we've got here. This is that beautiful sage green. This is that beautiful olive green. This is the moss green. And y'all, this is on Amazon. 95% of the ribbon that you are looking at right now is from Amazon. Another great thing that we love to use, this is that beautiful textured wired bark. This is great to hang pine cones.
Yes.
Oh, we love this stuff. So we have this stuff listed. Be sure to comment shop. But this is basically a wire, and it's called like a bark wire. We'll talk more about this in just a minute, in a little bit. Okay, now Roy, show them how to make a fancy bow.
A fancy bow. Let's use this ribbon here.
And tell them what's the width you always want to choose when you're making a fancy bow.
Well, I like to use 4-inch. Bigger the better.
And this is that beautiful velvet ribbon that's got that gorgeous gold backing. So you always want to try to find like a 2-tone ribbon. It really makes it just elevates the look of the bow.
Same as before, you're just going to take your ribbon.
5 yards.
5 yards. Always odd numbers, so you're going to do 5 loops on each side. And 5 yards works out perfect for that. So pinch and twist, and don't be intimidated, y'all. It really is an easy process. It may take you a time or 2 to get it, but it is so worth it.
But just practice. I have not practiced a lot, and I've got Roy to help make all the most gorgeous bows. But
Yes.
y'all, so 5 yards of ribbon and 5 loops on each side. That is the magic trick for a beautiful Christmas bow. 5 yards, 5 loops on each side, because odd numbers always work best.
Yes, and you just continue to work your ribbon, and be sure you keep your ribbon on the same side. That's where the pinch and twist technique
And
comes in.
let's slow down a little bit for them, Roy, and show them that pinch and twist technique.
So I hold it with my fingers, and we're just gonna do the little pinch up in there, and then you just give it a twist to keep that ribbon all on the same side.
So 5 loops on each side, and you always want to use wired ribbon. Y'all, if you try to do this without wired ribbon, it is a very hard task. So try to find a quality ribbon when you're doing this, and just know you're not going to get this the first time. If you do, you're impressive.
Yeah, if you do, I'll hire you.
Yes, it is. It takes a little practice. And now they also have bow makers, and I've tried those before. Have you seen that, Roy? It's the
have.
boards where you have the loops. So I need to show y'all that. That's actually a really easy way to do that as well.
It is. Once you get to the end, when you have your 5 loops on each side, just take your ribbon and pull it around, and you're just gonna catch it. Can you pull that off for me?
Okay, yank that off. There we go.
Thank you. You just pull that around.
And remember that quality. Oh, tell them about that type of wire. It's very important type of wire.
This is wrapped wire, and it's so easy on your hands, and it will not scratch. So we love using this, especially in our clients' homes.
So the reason when he's saying it will not scratch, we often hang a lot of bows on the railing, on the doors, so that this is, get up close, Tommy, so they can see that it's a wrapped wire, and it will not scratch any sort of surface or any sort of wood. So it's a great protective thing. You also can use a pipe cleaner.
Yes.
We love to use pipe cleaners. But this is a little more sleek look, and I think it's a little bit more updated, don't you think?
Yes.
But I love a pipe cleaner.
It's so easy on your hands too. As much as we do, these old hands go through a lot, don't they?
Yes.
So anything that work smart, not hard kind of deal, that's one of those things Carmen taught us a long time ago. So you pull it real tight and just give your wire a really good twist to hold all that together. And see, I'm just basically holding all that ribbon in my hand.
And then he's twisted, and then he's leaving y'all this part at the end here. So this is what allows us to go around the banister or around the wreath or around, and you can always add more wire and tie these on to make these a little bit longer if what you're going around is a lot bigger. So just know that you always want to leave some tails here. And then let's show them how to dovetail again.
Yeah, we'll finish this off. You take your ribbon and just give it a little, we're just going to fold it in half. And you take your scissors and you just cut at a diagonal.
And do you see that nice, clean, sharp edge?
And that creates your dovetail.
Yes, and that's why they need to invest in a very nice
really
quality.
Good, sharp pair of scissors.
So those I think are about $35, $40. You can use fabric shearing, but just don't, make sure they stay nice and sharp. Okay, Tommy's got a question.
Roy, is there a reason why you did not do a center loop?
That we don't like them.
We don't like them. It's kind of dated, and we'll show you it on the little ribbon that we did here. It's just a dated look to me, and I like to do things just a little bit different. So I don't.
Yeah,
it's kind of a personal preference, really.
But this is a gorgeous bow, and then when you store the bows, y'all, you know we always like to put the tissue paper in there to kind of keep everything nice and fluff because we will reuse the bows. But this is lots of gorgeous, fabulous ribbon, y'all. This is all located in our Amazon shop, so you can find lots of beautiful things. We also like to use wire cutters. We don't have these out here, but these are just, this is literally our basket of wire. Show them so they can see. Y'all, these are all the different types of wires that we love to use. We've had this box for years, and this actually goes with us to our clients. So invest in quality things, and you'll get a quality product. Okay, we showed them how to make a bow.
Yes.
Now okay, go ahead, Tommy.
Okay, back to the scissors. And why do you have one set of scissors that you just use for ribbon versus using others?
Oh, very good question.
Your scissors will get worn down if you cut them with paper or any other thing. So, especially on the satin ribbon, it has that frayed edge. If you keep your scissors sharp and only use scissors for ribbon, you're going to get that clean,
sharp,
crisp cut every single time.
And if you use dull scissors, it's going to be frayed. And so we want that polished, gorgeous look.
Yes.
Okay, now are we good, Tommy? Okay, now let's talk about one of the easiest ways to decorate your mirrors. This came from Amazon, y'all. This is a 9-foot faux cedar garland. And from where Tommy is standing, y'all, you would never know that this is faux. I showed it to Roy, and I said, Roy, what are we going to do with this? We got to do some little fluff over it. Come up close so you can see. Y'all, look at that texture. It feels like rubber, but from far away, you would never know that this is faux cedar. So when Roy was hanging this, I had these gorgeous limelight hydrangeas in my vase in the kitchen, and I said, Roy, hold on, we got to add those to the top. So don't forget, you can add botanical elements or fresh elements to the faux to really bring it out. And then he did a 2-loop bow here. You want to show him, Roy, how to, so we're going to go back to bow school real quick. Show him the length of that, and this is how you make a 2-loop bow.
I literally just take the ribbon and fold it together like that, and then put a little piece of wire in the center.
And look at that gorgeous color. Y'all, that's another very important element. You are still in the same color family, but we are going just a little bit of that gorgeous sage green, and look at how it makes, y'all, those are my favorite Majolica plates. Tommy was hanging those the other day for me. He would, bless his heart. And then, I mean, this is such an easy way to decorate a mirror. Anybody can do this, y'all. This is the 9-foot garland that is on our Amazon shop, and it looks so real. Roy could not believe it.
I just had a fit over this when she showed it to me. I just could not believe it. We usually like to use fresh stuff, and you can come back in and Carmen will show you at a later time a few little things that we add into it. But the feel and the texture of this and the color, it is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's thick and beautiful, y'all. It just drapes so pretty over this mirror.
And that's perfect for your mantles, over your mirrors, if you have a place over your armoire. Great for outdoors as well. Now, this is another really fun element. Tommy, you got to come up close so they can see this. In any vase that you have, take these gorgeous, small, petite ornament balls. Y'all, these are gorgeous, and I like to stay in that beautiful, that's that beautiful pearl tone, silver, sparkly silver, and this is an amaryllis bulb. It is an amaryllis bulb, and what I'll do is when I'm ready for it to take off, I'll add water to it, and this is a great way to grow an amaryllis bulb. And what I'll do when guests are coming over is I'll add beautiful votives around here on that silver platter, and it will just make everything sparkle.
How would you attach the hydrangeas?
We just stuffed and shoved them in there.
Yeah.
We literally, Roy, take one down and show them real quick so that way they can see. Y'all, you know where I got these from? We were planting at a client's and they were absolutely gorgeous, so I borrowed a few. We literally, this is the stem of them, and they literally just tuck it up there and show them.
Yeah.
That's all that it is. So y'all, this is what's great about that garland. It's nice and full. Look at that. And it just stays so nice and easy. It's such a great element. Now, we wanted to kind of mirror the same look of the sunroom tree, but I wanted something a little bit fancier and dressier over here. So Roy, tell them what we did. This is a frosted balsam hill tree, and it almost was kind of a little bit naked, a little bit. It did not have a lot of branches on it, but what that did was it gave us more room to really stuff and shove more ornaments in it. Tommy and I absolutely love London at Christmas time. If you have never been to London, it's absolutely amazing. And the reason why I'm sharing that with y'all is I remember going to London at Christmas. We went for New Year's, right, Tommy?
Yep.
And I think it was 2007. We went for the Olympics. We love London. And we were there for a New Year's Eve. And I'd never really seen this look of the different clusters. We weren't doing that in the States yet. And I came back and I was so inspired by it. But what we did here was this tree is, y'all, these are my beautiful Andouille French pots that I typically keep my palms in. And we put the Christmas tree in there, and it has about a 3-foot base, and we use our favorite thing to anchor things, a half cinder block. They are anchored in a half cinder block so we don't have to worry about it falling over. And then we'll show them a secret element, y'all.
Yes, this was a lifesaver. We just cut up some of this paper and
Craft paper, y'all.
crumpled it up and literally stuffed and shoved. That's one of our favorite words here. And then we were able to just layer the ornaments. Here, let me pull this back so you can see.
So that way they can see. So when you're trying to fill in empty spaces, we literally stuffed and shoved that craft paper all around the base. And then look, y'all,
We
These
just layered the ornaments on
we
there.
just layered them all in there and created a base, and look at that. Now, of course, they're wired as they go up the tree, but we just stuffed and shoved that craft paper in the bottom. I'm going to show y'all how we did that with our $39.99 Amazon topiaries. You're going to love that in a minute. And then, of course, we remember, y'all, this is such a great colorway. So next year, if we wanted to go with a red, we would simply keep that beautiful champagne silver, the buff silver, then the really sparkly silver, that mercury silver, the champagne glitter, and we could just add red balls to it and change the entire look. So remember, that is such a great pro tip. We do this with a lot of our clients. Your base ornaments should always be in this color family, and then that way you can always add extra flair every year. Y'all, these are shatterproof. Let's take this off because I have to show them this. Y'all, look. I'm gonna drop it, Tommy, so they can see. That is a shatterproof ornament from Amazon. It is a hand-painted glitter ornament. Comment shop. They are absolutely gorgeous. I ordered 4 trays of them, and they look at how gorgeous they shine. Just come up close, Tommy, so they can see all the different ones. Look. You've got this gorgeous color and texture. You've got that one. You've got that variety. I think there are 5 different ones. And then look at the beautiful mirrored stars.
I love the stars.
I think those are gorgeous and they're stunning. And y'all, what is so important about adding that mercury and that silver color tone way is it helps the light reflect and bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
It just makes it absolutely stunning and magical. And then I almost called you Ro-Ro. We call Ro-Roy Ro-Ro as a nickname.
That's my nickname.
Tell them what you did with the bow up top.
Same as always, tried to keep it simple. I did 4 loops and just 2 tails to stream her down.
And that gorgeous, absolutely, that topper, that came from Balsam Hill. It is stunning, it is beautiful, and this is such a great colorway that is timeless. And then these nutcrackers are already sold out on Amazon, but I did get those from Amazon. They are done.
I might have to take some of those home with me.
You can take them home with you. Okay, now we have this beautiful wreath in here, and I think I was in New York at Bergdorf's. This is probably in college, and this is something that will always remain imprinted in my memory. They had the most beautiful, luscious silver branches, just adorning every single doorway. And I imported some of these in from Amsterdam. And y'all, you don't have to get them from Amsterdam. This is just something that we bought at the floral market. But you can spray branches with a beautiful silver spray paint. But y'all, this is a 60-inch Balsam Hill wreath. I was so impressed with it. And I think the biggest mistake that people make in their homes is what?
Scale.
Scale. Y'all go big or go home. A lot of people would just probably only do a 24-inch wreath. This is a 60-inch wreath that is pre-lit, and it looks so real. Now, Roy, show them how you layered the ornaments on there.
Just like we've done with all the ornaments for the trees, we just take a little piece of wire and we attach it to the ornament. And you can do this for the trees, wreaths, garlands. You just take that ornament, hold it up to the branch, and just give it a twist.
And y'all, this is how we layer them in there. This is a very easy thing. And what's great about look at that, how it just stays in there.
All of the ornaments are on here the exact same way, just a little piece of wire.
And then show them what you do with the bells.
Oh yeah, I love the bells. Carmen had those, and I just thought that they were so on trend and so fun.
Those are on Amazon as well, so be sure
So
to
we
comment
just layered
shop.
both little sets of bells in there to add it just another element of texture.
And so y'all remember the number one thing about this wreath is the scale. This is a huge white wall that we have in our sunroom. And this really is very impactful as guests walk in and they see it. And it just reminds me of Bergdorf's. I love it. And I love the colorway. And look at how Roy added the different colors in the bow. Now this is when you get to Roy's level. Show them the different colorways. You use 3 different colorways.
I use 3 different colorways. And you can do the bows just like I showed you, the pinch and twist. You can do 3 separate bows and then layer those on top of each other to create that look. It's really simple.
But y'all, that is a 60-inch wreath from Balsam Hill, and I was very impressed with it. It looks real. In fact, we ordered 8 more for my client that I still decorate for Christmas because I was so impressed with it. What we're going to do with it at her home is we're going to use it as a base and layer a real magnolia wreath on top of it. Now, this is another pro tip. If I was at my client's house, I would never leave a cord like this. What we do is we paint these cords the same color of the wall. We do this with irrigation tubing as well. That's how I know this trick. We would paint that cord the same color as the wall so it basically disappears and goes away. Okay, now we're going to give Roy a break a little bit. I am going to come into here and I'm going to show y'all Ralph. Ralph is another Ballard tree, a Ballard reindeer. And y'all, this is a very lightweight piece, and I just think that they are stunning. And Roy adorned it with this, what we like to call the scarf. So remember, layer your colorways. It's so beautiful. Here is our collection of readers in our house. We lose them, and my sunglasses, and my lipstick, and my lighter, and all kind of stays right here on that silver platter. But this is just a simple and timeless look. So I think this scale is perfect. It's lightweight, and I think that Ralph looks great there. Now, I've had this pine cone wreath for over 15 years. I've had it for a very long time. And this is my trick of how I keep this looking great. First, I keep it covered in a wreath case, so that way I don't have to worry about it getting dusty. But every few years, you'll look at how old this can of spray paint is. Y'all, this paint is worth every single penny. It is by Design Master, and this spray gun right here makes it very easy to spray. I just simply gave it a little glisten, and it shines it back up. Y'all, look at that. This is the 14 karat gold quick drying by Design Master. You can clearly see we've used it a lot. We use this on pine cones. We use it on anything we want that high-end gold luxe look. And we're hanging this wreath. Y'all, this is a really great thing. Let me show it to you on this right here. You basically undo it right here. This holds up to 15 pounds. Holds up to 15 pounds. And simply, you just place that piece right there. You put this on, and that is what is holding that wreath. You attach this right here, and it will lock on to any sort of mirror or glass surface. Just like that, and it holds up to 15 pounds, and it's very easy to come off. But this is just an easy area. Oftentimes what we'll do is I'll put this away, and I'll put a beautiful silver dish here, and this is where we keep and collect all of our Christmas cards.
Why did you hang the wreath in the center of the mirror and not the very top?
Because of the scale of everything, I thought that the scale worked best with the wreath here. I think up top, it would have thrown it off a little bit. Now, we also had the intentions of hanging Smilax over this mirror. And if you can see Tommy's face right now, if y'all are from the South, y'all all know what Smilax is. It's the most glorious gift that God gave us Southerners. And it grows wild in all of the woods, and we love to decorate with it. It's this wild, native, beautiful vine that's evergreen and lush, and it lasts for days out of water. But what we're going to do at Christmas is we'll hang Smilax over this. So knowing that that's what we're going to do, that's another reason why I hung that there. But I just wanted a little simple moment here. Okay, now, this is also something fun. I just wanted to remind y'all that when you're entertaining, it always doesn't have to be a full spread of food. Oftentimes, I'll just go to our local bakery. We have a place here in Thomaston called the Country Cupboard, and I will purchase the most beautiful cake. This is old-fashioned hummingbird cake, but this is what we did, is we simply took, y'all look at that. First, I have to show y'all this. This is from Ballard's. Y'all, this cake dome, we have had this for, gosh, 10 years. We've had this for a long time. It's a high-quality glass. And what I like about it is you can put the tallest cake in it. But I simply took this cake. It already came with the pecans on it. And this is cedar from our farm. You only want to cut about 2 inches off of it, and then you just simply add it in the frosting, layer it around. I added a few cranberries, and it's a gorgeous look. Now, another thing I like to do for decorating my cakes, if I did not want to do any of the cedar, you always could take these different Perel candies, and I like to give it a skirt of Perels, of chocolate Perels, and that is another great way to dress up a cake for the holidays. Sometimes I'll add gingerbread men, but just find local things at your grocery store. These came from Ingles, and they're only $7.22. We've eaten half of them already tonight. And then place on a silver platter. This is a collection of beautiful, colored different greens. It's easy. Cake pops from Aldi, some chocolates out. Have y'all already been drinking the champagne? I like to have champagne out in these, beautiful little festive glasses with beautiful, y'all, these are from the Greenbrier. This is part of the Carlton Varney collection, and I'm so excited. Our family is going to the Greenbrier for New Year's Eve. If you have never been to the Greenbrier during the holiday season, y'all, it is truly magical. They go all out. It is gorgeous, and I cannot wait. Our entire family is going. And then look at these gorgeous plates, y'all. This is from Amazon. So be sure to comment shop. And then I just like to use a mint julep cup. Have your forks in there. Serve coffee, serve tea. These are also some beautiful napkins. And it's perfectly fine to have a few nuts and a few other things out. And when you're entertaining your guests, and you're good. Okay, this wreath from back here, this is a nearly natural wreath. So if you need something that's flat, this is a great wreath. And then Roy adorned it with a 2-loop bow with a few tails. And it's just simple and easy, a way to elevate. And then this is our little coffee bar section right here. I love these Simon Pierce trees. This is from Smiths of Dublin. Y'all, my dear friend Natalie ships all over the country. And the Smiths of Dublin collection is one of my favorites. I'm going to show y'all the Simon Pierce in just a minute. And then this is another great tree. And all I do is I just layer on that silver platter, and it's gorgeous and stunning. Now, let me show you our tablescape. Now, I know a lot of y'all were asked, so y'all, these candles, come up close to this one, Tommy. Y'all, this is a beautiful gold dripless candle. And I'll be sure to make sure that these bases are linked. Now, it does drip a little bit, but y'all, these were on sale this morning. But what I want you to know is that sometimes when we sell like a really high quantity, Amazon takes the numbers back up. So I'm so sorry about that. And but the silver ones are still on sale. So you get 12 candles for $16.99. The silver ones are gorgeous. Now, another pro tip about this, when you are blowing these out, take this glass off and then just blow it out, and then that way it prevents it from getting black. But this is just a beautiful tablescape. We decided to bring the fine china out. This is from Smiths of Dublin, and this is that beautiful fish scale heron pattern. I'm so excited about these. They're gorgeous. And then these are beautiful napkins from Amazon with a sterling silver napkin ring holder. And then remember, always send your guest home with a happy, y'all. These are these beautiful paperwhite ornaments. I love to give ornaments out at Christmas time. I think it's great. And look at the little strings as roots. Y'all found these on Amazon as well. And then I just layered my dear friend Kat McCall, who is no longer with us. She painted these beautiful placemats for me, and I love to use a square placemat under a table. Look at how gorgeous that is. So it's so important, I think, anytime when you're setting the dining room table, we have invested in gorgeous quality pieces. Y'all, these are mint julep cups. You can do so many things with mint julep cups, but guess what? They're faux. These are Two's Company. I've had these for over 10 years. We simply added some cedar from the farm, adorned with 3 grocery store white roses. We've got a gorgeous look. And then look at my beautiful Simon Pierce trees. Y'all, these are from Smiths of Dublin, and this is a collection. Tommy adds to it every year. I have some clients who gift these to me every year, and they're just my favorite. It's timeless, and it's a beautiful classic look. Now, these are my honey pots. These are from Ballard's. And what I like to do, let me show them this honey pot, Tommy, is all of the different honey pots, I have different candies in them. So it's so fun when my family and nieces, when everyone comes over, they like to open them up because they know that there's gonna be different surprises in them every time. And y'all, those always dress up everything. And then this is actually, we keep this on our bar, and this is, I always have nuts in here. So not only are they great on your tablescape, they're great to use on your bar. They're absolutely wonderful. So let me show you these gold candles again one more time. And I just wanted to apologize to y'all. They were on sale this morning. The silver candles are still on sale, and the silver is gorgeous. It comes with this great little wax adhesive, which y'all know what this is for. You put it on the bottom of the candle. It keeps it from spilling out. But look at that gorgeous gold color. I think this makes the best gift for the holiday season. You get a set of 12. Silver is on sale. I think the gold is now 22. You get 12 candles, and I think this is such a great hostess gift. They're wonderful. And then always elevate your candles in these beautiful glass cylinders. Those are in my Amazon shop. And then this is our beautiful sterling silver. Tommy's family gave us a gift of 7 when we got married. And then I think over the time we have added 24. So we can entertain a lot of people with our silver, and we just love it. I love silver. We use it every single day, and we put it in our dishwasher. Okay, Roy, come on back in here and let's show them our Christmas tree. Y'all, this is the vintage Christmas tree. So I know a lot of y'all were asking, what do you do when you have vintage ornaments? And Roy, show them some of the different ornaments and how you hang those.
All the ornaments were absolutely gorgeous, and we did the same thing. This right here is the absolute no-no. Carmen left this here as an example for us to show. So you just pull that and then just wrap until your ornament hangs off the very end of the tree. And we did that with all of the ornaments in here.
So y'all, these came from Amazon. They're that gorgeous vintage look. These came from Amazon. They're the shattered. And then look at those gorgeous candles again. And with that beautiful tinsel at the bottom, I am so impressed with these. But what we did on this tree, we needed to fill this up, and we wanted a little bit more traditional look. So show them the easy technique that you did.
Yes, this is just a garland that Carmen had found, and it's already pre-assembled.
Y'all, that came from Michael's.
So we just kind of stub and shove that right in the center before we got started.
And where did you start with that, Roy? At the bottom and worked your way at the top?
At the bottom and worked all the way through the top. It twists all the way through the tree.
And then tell them, y'all, remember, I am not a big bow person, but he had to add just a little flair. Tell them if they wanted to add ribbon, how much ribbon do they add to the tree without overdoing it?
Well, this ribbon was Dee Stevens ribbon. It's one of my favorites. And I just did the simple 2 loops at the top with
It's
a
a
couple
2-loop
of
bow.
tails, and then just 1 streamer on each side that comes down about halfway. These ornaments are so beautiful, especially these that kind of antique looking with the indents. You don't want to put very much ribbon because that covers up all of the pretty stuff.
So just a few hints of it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so again, these are a lot of the same ornaments that you saw out in that room. See that same silver, or that same creamy buff color? There's that silver buff color. There's that white. That's the base that we use on every single tree, and you would never know it. We completely changed the look of it by having the different color ornaments. And then this is also the 12 Days of Christmas. My dear friend Natalie from the Smiths of Dublin gifted this to me one year. It's the 12 Days of Christmas and the little bauble stockings. So it's always so fun to layer those. And I use those every year, and I absolutely adore them. And they're so special to me. So y'all, when you comment shop, you're gonna see the Smiths of Dublin. They ship everywhere around the country. And Natalie and her team is absolutely fabulous to work with. They have so many great gifts.
Natalie says hi.
Hey, Natalie. So, and she can ship anything to you. They are absolutely wonderful. So what?
You had a couple of those ornaments that were gifted to you.
Yes. Now this is another thing, y'all. This is also. We have so many sweet friends from y'all on Instagram, and y'all send us so many gifts, and just know that we do use them and we do enjoy them. But another thing that Tommy and I started when we got married, instead of celebrating and buying big gifts for birthdays, anniversaries, Christmases, we gave the gift of travel to each other. And every year we would travel and go on a trip. We have a Merry Christmas sign that we take a Christmas card with.
Yeah, we love giving the Christmas cards.
It's so much fun, but we also buy ornaments. So this is, as y'all, many of y'all know, we took a family trip to Austria this summer, and this is the sissy ornament. And so every time, Tom, remember that was from Sweden? When we went to Sweden, this is from when we went to London. That's Blenheim Palace, and so we've got to finish adding the different ornaments to it. So a lot of y'all were asking me, do we mix our personal ornaments on a fancy tree? Absolutely, we love to mix them. And so the sunroom tree is a little bit more flair, but this is definitely a tree that we're going to add on what we call our travel ornaments, because it's so much fun when we're decorating the tree. It really, like we always talk about, do you remember that time when Eleni was yelling at the palace when that was our niece? Or do you remember that time when the taxi charged us $100 to drive like 1 mile? That was in Sweden. That was unbelievable. But it really is a lot of memories for us.
And that's the fun thing about, I love a designer tree, but this tree's right here, they just pull on my heartstrings because it's so Christmas and it's so personal. And that's what makes it so great. When you get to travel and you have those moments that you can reflect back on, I just love that.
It's wonderful. And then these are shatterproof ornaments.
Thank the Lord for shatterproof.
Yes, from Amazon. And then I don't know, you know Delise Knight?
Yes,
she
I love
gave me
Delise.
this. So if you don't know the pickle tradition, this is a German tradition that, now of course I've got to wrap it. I left it like this on purpose to show y'all so y'all could see it. But this is a fun ornament. The first person to find the pickle on the tree gets to open up the first present. So it's always a great.
I love that.
I know, it's a German tradition.
How many of the garland that y'all were talking about, how many of them did you put in the tree?
There was two.
Yeah, that's
Two
what I thought. It was
garlands.
just two because we used the other two.
And
on
they're
cardboard.
mainly tucked on the inside. I left this pulled out, so we could show that. But it's really tucked on the inside. So we only used 2 garlands on this tree.
And so y'all are going to see some cables down here. You know we have Wi-Fi issues, so that's why we have it out here. But this is that we use the champagne colored fabric from Hobby Lobby. And then y'all, these are beautiful gift boxes. We'll talk about that later next week. But Roy, show them the cinder blocks under here. This is the half cinder block. Y'all, this is the 7.5 foot tall tree from Amazon. I was so impressed with it. It has been a great tree. Tommy, how long did it take y'all to set up this tree?
Oh, for me, a professional, just under a minute.
Y'all, it really took less than 10 minutes. So be sure to comment shop because you'll see all of these different things.
And this looks so real. And it gave you opportunity because how the branches were, it gave us the opportunity to really stuff and shove those ornaments on the inside and create that layered look.
And then tell them about the topper.
The topper is from Balsam Hill as well.
And the bow.
And it has the little pole that you just stick up there and zip tie. I mean, it took me like 2 seconds. It was the easiest thing.
So remember, you elevate your tree first on the cinder blocks. Then you put the tree topper on top. Then you layer in your larger ornaments and work from the larger ornaments to the smaller ornaments. And then you start layering your different textures. And then what we mean by textures, like these different candles. Y'all, aren't those gorgeous? I just think they're absolutely stunning.
Roy, tell us how much ribbon that is.
How many yards of ribbon is that, Roy?
That was about maybe 6 yards of ribbon.
Okay, so it was, and it literally did not, this was a very fast and easy tree to decorate. So
Yeah.
7.5 feet. But look at how we made that look grand. Because we elevated it on cinder blocks, and then it leaves you a lot more room underneath for presents. Okay, now, so many of y'all purchased these beautiful faux topiaries. Now, I know we actually had the same problem that many of y'all did. This middle ball kept slipping. And if yours, when you purchased it, was slipping, just take a piece of wire and you just want to weave it in there and you want to affix it to the center so it stops slipping. And then Roy, what is our tip with blow dryer? Tell them about the blow dryer to get it to fluff it out a little bit more.
Yeah, you can take the blow dryer and just hold it up here and then just fluff it as you take the blow dryer and blow.
And it kind of heats it up and releases it.
It gives a little heat and it just releases it and makes it kind of come back to the shape.
And the heat makes it a little bit more malleable. But y'all, this topiary is $39.99 and it can be used indoors and outdoors. It is such a great look, but this is how we decorated it for the holiday season. And y'all, craft paper to the rescue again. Show them our trick.
That same craft paper that we showed you earlier, we just took pieces and crumpled it up and stuck it down in these great containers that Carmen already had. And then we can layer the ornaments on the top.
And you would never know. Now you also could layer in moss and tuck in the moss in between. We didn't do that because we wanted y'all to see what it looked like. So it was such a great look.
These are available on
Amazon.
So comment shop for these.
Yes, y'all, this is
Love
such a
these.
great look. Now y'all have seen me plant this, so we use these outside and inside, but this is a very fast and easy look. Now Roy, show them real quick how you made that 2-loop bow, because I know y'all are all gonna ask about this. This is this gorgeous D. Stevens ribbon. Come up close so they can see that. And that beautiful grass color.
Yeah, and it has the gold on the back. This is gorgeous ribbon. So I started with my tail first. So this is going to be this part here. And all I did was create 2 loops, and it's the same pinch and twist. And then you'll bring it around and create your tail.
And remember these fancy scissors.
Yes, don't let anybody mess with your ribbon scissors, y'all. That's important.
And this is wired. This is a very important type of wire. You could use the covered wire, but this is a different type of wire that he's showing you because it doesn't scratch.
We're just going to cut that. We're going to do our dovetail. Then you're just going to fold your ribbon in half and cut it diagonal. And that gives you your dovetail. And the same thing here. Just fold it in half, cut it diagonal. And what I did was, I just took this tail and pulled it down and then pulled these loops together. And then all I did was run a piece up here and just took a little piece of wire and secured it, and then just let this piece hang down, and it's wired so good you can just kind of give it a little ripple, and it was absolutely perfect.
And y'all, this took less than literally less than 5 minutes. It was so fast and easy.
This wreath to the next level.
Yes, that topiary, y'all, $39.99 on Amazon. It is such a great wreath. Okay, y'all, we have a few more things. We're going to show you the mantle. We're going to head outside. We're going to talk about the porch, and then we're going to be sharing our 2 friends that won the $500 giveaway. Okay, this was, basically when we got the mantle, we wanted to keep it simple. This is a great, what do you call this, Tommy? Fire screen. I couldn't remember. Thank you. That came from Amazon. Our beautiful, y'all, this is Fortuny fabric. These are from Fig and Dove. We have had these for probably 10 years, I think. But what's one of my favorite things about this is look at these gorgeous acrylic. Y'all, you can buy these, comment shop.
I love those.
Aren't they great? I know. And they hang like this, and then you just simply tuck it underneath here. Let's get that back in there. Rusty is our dog. That's me, or that's Tommy, and that's me. And you simply tuck it back under there, and it hangs so nice and perfect. But it's such a nice elevated look. Y'all, those are Fig and Dove. But what Roy did was, this is a beautiful garland from Balsam Hill. And we did an asymmetrical look because we didn't want to get in front of the bar because that's going to be used a lot coming up soon. And then he layered in that gorgeous D. Stevens ribbon. And then y'all look at those sugar pine cones. Y'all, be sure to comment shop. Now I'm gonna warn you, these are about $35 a piece. But I just want you to know that we have had that pine cone for over 10 years. Now you also can spray them in gold. They come in gold as well. These may have sold out already, but they're absolutely that luxe look. And then as we get closer to the season, we will go in, we're already in the season in this house, but as we get closer to entertaining for Christmas, we'll go in and cut fresh cedar from the farm. Remember, soak your greenery at least for 24 hours in a solution of water and wilt proof, and it helps last a little bit longer. And then we'll go in and tuck some greenery around it, and you will have the most gorgeous look. And then last, we're about to step outside. This is my beautiful acrylic tree. This is also from Smith's of Dublin, and this is such a great look. But one of my favorite things about this is you literally take it apart, I slide it under the couch, and it stores so easily. But these are such a beautiful collection. So if you want a special gift for a friend, that's definitely something. Okay, now let's head outside into our porch. And we've got a few more minutes, and we're going to be giving away our $500 giveaway. Okay, Roy, come outside, and let's show them, y'all. This is a beautiful flocked tree from Amazon that Roy decided to stuff and shove with some gorgeous plants. Tell them the different plants that we used in here.
So we have cyclamen, we had the variegated ivy, and what better way than to fix a tree for our plant queen? Because, you know, Carmen is like the queen of all plants. And we have
This is the lemon cypress.
Yeah, they've been soaking these in water. And our plants, we used Ziploc bags. So we removed the little plastic pot that they were in.
Roy, pull one of those out and show them what we did. So basically, y'all are probably like, how in the world are they going to keep this alive? Y'all, this is definitely a pro trick and tip that we have used for a long time. Basically, you just take a Ziploc bag, you take the plant out of the pot, you put a little water in there, you protect it around it, and you literally, Roy, shove it back in that tree and show them what we're talking about. This is stuff and shove Christmas style.
Yes.
Look at that. Isn't that perfect? And so he took some different magnolia clippings, the variegated ivy, and we just layered it throughout this flock tree. We'll probably add smilax to it and when it gets closer to the season, and then a few of these gorgeous sugar pine cones. But this is how we will water inside those little plastic bags, and we will probably keep this all season long. So this is something that we would normally do for a party for a client.
Yes.
So this is probably, I don't know if the everyday person would do this, but we love plants, so we're going to keep it going. And we just remember the various color of greens is what makes this pop.
Yes.
This variegation in that cyclamen leaf, the variegated ivy leaf, y'all, it just is absolutely stunning. In that flocked Christmas tree from Amazon, I was so impressed. And then we're also using cinder blocks that are zip tied to the bottom of it to keep it going, or to make sure that it won't blow off. So I know a lot of y'all who live in windy areas, you're probably like, oh my goodness, how are you keeping a tree alive or a tree standing outside? Y'all, zip ties are our best friends, and zip it to some cinder blocks. Okay, and y'all look at my maidenhair fern. I'm trying to keep that baby going all winter long.
She's gorgeous.
I know, absolutely stunning. Now, this is another pro tip that y'all, if you want to keep your outdoor faux greenery looking amazing and stop it from being where it's faded, y'all, this Scotch Guard water shield. Spray this on your faux garland, and it helps it last a lot longer. Y'all, this is our garland that we used on our mantle from Balsam Hill. It is pre-lit. It is battery operated. I know a lot of y'all were asking me about battery operated. Look at it. It looks real. We were so impressed with this. In fact, we bought 10 more pieces of it for my client because we're going to use it on her mantles. But y'all, this is a great way to keep your outdoor Christmas decor looking good for years to come. It's the Scotch Guard Heavy Duty Water Shield. So comment shop and you can get that. Now, this is that secret ingredient that we were telling you about that we don't have the Tupperware of Magnolia out here, but we will get Tupperwares and trash cans and we'll fill it with water. We'll dump this stuff in there and we will soak all of our Christmas greenery in there for 24 hours. And y'all, it helps it drink it up and it helps it stay inside. It doesn't get all that crispy brown. But this is another great product. It is organic. It is biodegradable. But this is called wilt proof. This is a magic something that we absolutely love. Now, another thing that we did on our coffee table here is I brought a silver platter out. Y'all, these are beautiful amaryllis bulbs that are potted. And y'all remember, amaryllis bulbs do not like wet feet. So you can see it looks dry here. They don't like wet feet. We layered in some different moss, and I'll probably put some candles in there, and it's an absolutely gorgeous look. Now let's show them, Tommy, what we did. Y'all are about to see Tommy in the mirror. Let me see those two names real quick because we're about to give those away. Y'all, these came from Amazon. Are they not gorgeous? Now I left the tags on because I want y'all to know that when you get these trees in, they are so easy to assemble. Literally, that's A on the top, B, and C on the bottom. And Roy affixed these beautiful sugar pine cones. And y'all, these baskets also came from Amazon. And then we simply layered in that garland. Look at that. We layered that garland, tucked it in there to give it that beautiful, gorgeous golden skirt of color. And it is wonderful. But what's great about these baskets, Tommy, get up close so they can see that. You can plant in these baskets, and y'all, it is a great plastic liner inside that they will not rot out. Absolutely gorgeous. This is such a fun look for the holiday season, and we decided to keep the flocked look outside so it wouldn't make a big mess inside. And go ahead,
Carmen,
Roy.
all of those trees are available on Amazon.
All of
These
the
all
trees,
came from Amazon.
yes, they all came from Amazon. And we are going to end out here in this cozy little nook. This is our third reindeer. This is Randolph, and Randolph came from Ballard's. And Roy gave Randolph the most beautiful green grass. Look at that gorgeous scarf. Layered the pine cones. And what we did was, here again, we took that cyclamen, we tucked it in the bags. You see that water sitting in there? That's how they will stay wet. You just tilt them forward, added those beautiful sugar pine cones. Y'all, look at that beautiful, gorgeous spruce, y'all. That came from Home Depot. They have the most gorgeous luxe greenery right now. And look at that little tree. And then we added some beautiful gold lanterns. I just think I'm so excited to enjoy our holiday season out here. Our friends and family are coming over for Thanksgiving, and we cannot wait. And one last thing, look at these beautiful rosemary topiaries. Y'all, those are about 2.5 feet tall. They also came from Home Depot, and y'all, run. They are absolutely stunning, layered in these gorgeous baskets that came from Home Depot. And I want to tell y'all, be sure to join us because we're going to be doing a lot more of these lives, and I'm going to be telling y'all all about live Christmas trees. I am so grateful for each and every one of y'all. Tommy, Roy, my team, everybody, I'm so grateful. And I hope that y'all learned so many great tricks. Y'all remember to comment shop, and you can also ask me lots of questions. And Roy, I think Roy and I are probably going to do another Christmas decorating live to give y'all more tips. But these are the 2 lucky winners for the $500. Now, I'm going to call you. This is why I asked for your phone number, so I can call you tomorrow. Shonda Goodwin and Cindy King. You are the winners of the $500 gift card. Okay, y'all. Shonda Goodwin and Cindy King. I'm going to say it one more time. Shonda Goodwin and Cindy King. Y'all have a great night. We love y'all. We are so grateful for y'all. And I hope y'all have lots of fun decorating this holiday season.